I want to show you the difference between how we design a system for NEM 3.0 versus how we used to design a system under NEM 2.0. This is a house we installed that is a NEM 3.0 house. This house and this house were two systems that we installed under NEM 2.0. I want to show you the differences between those two. And I want to show you why it's so important to make sure your system is designed correctly under NEM 3.0. Because too many companies are still designing their system the same way they did under NEM 2.0. If you don't know, NEM 3.0 dramatically reduced the value of the energy we send back to the grid, meaning we now have to store our own power. But it's not as simple as just adding a battery. Under NEM 2.0, we could send extra power that we produce during the summer or during the day back to the grid, which then would help us build up credits, which then we could use at night or during the winter or when we had a peak load. But now instead of relying on credits we produce at other times during the year, we now have to produce enough power and store enough power each day for what we actually need that day. Because of that, we now have to look at exactly how and when you're using power throughout the day, not just your yearly usage. We get that information from green button data. It's a tool that allows us to see your actual usage hour by hour throughout the last 12 months. And that allows us to design the system according to your actual usage. For most customers under NEM 3, we end up designing a system that has an offset somewhere between 120% to 130%, along with a battery that's large enough to cover 50 to 60% of their daily usage. But every home is different. For example, if you use a lot of power in the winter, that system is going to be completely different. Or if you use a lot of power at night because you're charging an EV, that's also going to require a completely different system. It makes designing a system much more nuanced, and that's why it's so important to make sure that your contractor is using green button data and not just your yearly usage. If you'd like help reviewing your usage or getting a quote for a properly designed system, I'd be happy to help. My information is down in the description down below. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a ton. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.